In this video we're going to be adding our collision geometry for when we input into Unreal Engine. But before we do that, I just wanted to make a quick note on in here. When we were doing this, we had it set to a long arc, and for the square style fence, a long chord works much better, as you can see. Cool. Let's jump into making some collision geometry. So basically we just need to make it for each individual bits of our fence section. So I'm going to start with a bound just around these. Copy that and do the same for post, because they're nice and simple, so we really only need just a box. And then for this one, we're going to use a shrink wrap. And you see that does a pretty good job. So now for Unreal Engine to recognize this as collision geometry, what we need to do is game engine collision, which is actually just a group node that's got this default name in here. And we need to give these primitive groups specific names. So if you come to the documentation for Houdini Engine for Unreal, and then come to the collision page, it's got a detailed breakdown of all the different types of collision and the names, and sort of the naming conventions it wants. So what we're going to do, we're going to use box for the square ones, and then this UCX for the fence section, the picket section. So we'll just do underscore box, and then we need to go underscore box 1. Duplicate this. Turn this into box 2. Duplicate it again, and change this to UCX. Just make sure we don't want the rendered. So we've got this type. We need simple box, sorry. Make sure we add that in. And I mean, that's pretty much all there is to it. Just merge these together now. Tidy this up a bit. And then just merge this in here. And then we also need to put this one into here. We just quickly copy that. And name it. Alright, cool. Let's put a net box over this. And if you want, you can put in a visibility node in here to hide it while you're working. You will need to make sure you disable this though because if this is turned on, Unreal Engine won't recognize these primitives, so your collision won't work. So you need to deactivate that when you're ready to move over to Unreal Engine. But if you're just working inside Houdini and you want to hide the collision geometry you're working on, this node is very handy for that. Cool, and that is collision geometry. In the next video, we'll just do a couple of parameters for setting the mesh name in Unreal Engine. And then after that, we're ready to take it into Unreal Engine for our final testing and use.